All right. What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 93, the back page for this week. Finals is on the horizon. Got a final round of rugby league ahead of us. The Premier League is in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all going on.
It's all happening. NBA not far away either. Not far away at all. It's all happening like Cody's saying. The pointy end of the spear, which is the NRL season.
Absolutely.
August. It is, yes, September hath be upon us. Finals footy. And look, things are shaping up nicely. Couple main points to talk about. We don't have to talk about every game because a lot of these teams, the season's done.
Does anyone actually care about Manly Bulldogs? Does anyone care about that?
No. Does anyone care about
anything the Tigers?
Does anyone care about
the
the Storm Titans game? Not really, no. The Warriors Dragons game, I mean, I like both of those teams this year, but I don't care.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though.
I've lost interest in the Dolphins now. They've dropped off.
Shit.
Huh?
Tell you what.
What?
I'm in a rich vein of punting form at the moment.
You are?
I'm not a big punter, but I'll
But?
tell you this. On paper, if you'd have run your eye over my try scorers, I'm 14 out of my last 15.
No. That's good form.
Just saying.
That's great form.
Just saying.
That's great.
I cashed out a bet on Saturday night with Dom Young try scorer being the final leg the next day. Cashed it out for $90.
How much would you have won?
150. Needed the money.
Yeah, well, that's just good play.
Needed the money.
Yeah, okay, circumstance.
Can't help it. Like, it's even still when it comes around, you're like, oh, that's annoying. Because I'm just that dialed in.
Yeah. But you're playing it safe.
Playing it safe, mate. Anyway.
Fair play. We've got a couple points. Cody's done a couple of great points today for the back page. Would you like to read them out, K-Man?
Oh, mate, well, I think we should probably start with the situation at the Penrith Panthers at the moment.
Which is?
Jerome Luai.
Injured.
What?
How long is he going to be out for? Dislocated shoulder can be 2 weeks.
So I think he's
going to
can
be season ending.
So he's going to forego surgery, I believe,
Mm.
which should get him back at some point during the finals. I think even regardless of what they're saying now, that won't be necessarily confirmed. But mate, hopefully they get the win in week 1 and they get that extra week off. And
Well, look, I think it could be kind of bad for the rest of the comp if Jerome Luai is injured and maybe has something to prove. Because after Origin and all the kind of hate that he's been getting in the media, he's like said a couple comments that aren't maybe the most professional thing to say.
yeah,
But I mean, he's a footy player.
and he's
not
25.
not a politician.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
Yeah.
He's never done really anything wrong apart from say something. And even the things he said, they're not that. There's nothing that bad. They're
They're not mean.
not mean. They're not malice. They're not discriminatory. They're
Yeah.
just a bit silly, maybe.
People just don't like me and you are big Jerome Luai fans, and I think the fact that everyone hates him makes me want to like him. It's
More.
like, do people just hate him for the sake of hating him?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't know. I feel like this is drummed out a lot, and it's a similar thing with Latrell, and where the media kind of, makes a
mountain out of a small
yeah,
hill.
and like a storm in a teacup scenario about nothing, and these are players that realistically they've not actually done anything wrong. They've just kind of had personality on the field, and they just play hard and are competitors.
Yeah, literally.
Whereas I feel like sometimes you've got other players such as, your Cam Munsters or players who've been caught doing actually bad things, but for some reason, they seem to be a bit more glorified.
It's literally just
And like Joey Johns and stuff who, I mean, if you're talking about like setting an example, like I feel like off the field is probably, they have much better examples.
I
than what
agree.
they
Like
might be.
Latrell and Jerome Luai haven't actually done anything.
No.
People just don't like them because, like you say, they have a personality. And like Latrell smiles at the crowd and he carries on
Yeah.
the field a little bit, but the game's better for it. Like, what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's where kind of these commentators, is it a bit of like a race thing? I don't know if some people have that in their head, because to me, it seems a bit like that.
Okay.
I reckon.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but
That's
yeah.
how I kind of think about it. I think it has a bit to do with that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway, because I feel like sometimes athletes held to a different standard in some regard.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I think. But
No, I agree.
And that's what me having a go at someone who has maybe done something in the past and, they've learned from their mistakes. I'm not having a go at that person. I'm just saying that these athletes are being held in a different regard. And even to an extent, someone like Paul Kent, who loves to comment on these athletes, but yet he himself has been engaged in, he's not been found guilty, but he's been accused of something and in the processes. But I mean, obviously, if this was a player, there'd be a lot of discussion about them.
Yeah.
But obviously not much about him.
I just think people need to I honestly think people just jump on not liking players because other people don't like them.
Yeah, that's also...
It's I don't know. I feel like people just people hear people saying things about Jerome Luai. It's I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't think Jerome Luai is that not unlikable.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know. I see him out with
he's fun. He plays a fun style of footy. They win. They play a cool style. He's got a bit of flair to his game. I don't understand what's not to like either. But I think it could cause possibly some problems for some other teams. I think if he comes back, plays, and is got a bit of ambition and a bit of ticker.
Absolutely. Well, full strength Penrith are. It's kind of a.
They've coasted this year.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is. It's they still haven't really kicked into gear, and they're they've just gone to second, I think, and they feel like they've been in third gear all season. Interesting to see how they go over the next 3-ish weeks without Luai. I saw a stat with him the other day. It was I think of 77 games with Luai, they've lost 9, and of 10 without him, they've lost 5.
Right.
So he's a pretty big...
He's pivotal.
Yeah, he's pivotal to that Penrith side. And you were watching the game the other night, the Thursday night game. As soon as he went off, granted,
changed.
Dylan Edwards wasn't playing either, but they just looked clunky. They didn't look cohesive. Again, tough situation to be in, but yeah, just something to keep an eye on. It really opens the comp up for everyone else, I think. And it makes Brisbane a little bit more of a sniff. I
still think Brisbane, although they're playing well, I think Brisbane could be vulnerable to other teams. I also think there's quite a few of the teams that are going to be in the 8 that can beat Penrith and Brisbane on their day.
I agree.
I think it's not going to be smooth sailing. I think I kind of feel like we're going to have a couple good surprises in this final series. Even the Storm have been playing kind of well for the last few weeks.
Yeah,
they're kind of building nicely also. But yeah, in summary for Luai, I hope he plays. I hope he comes back. I hope it's not too serious because I would love to see him play. And personally, I would kind of like to see the Panthers win 3 in a row.
Well, I don't want Brisbane to win, so
I don't like Brisbane. I never have. I've never liked the Broncos. So look, I hope Penrith win.
Parramatta again. Again beating Penrith.
I know.
And the other night we're all sitting there going, oh, they have a history against Penrith. But surely not tonight. No Mitchell Moses, full strength-ish Penrith. Yeah. And they just show up. Sevo had a first half hat-trick. What are we talking about?
I know. Gutho had played probably one of the best games of his career.
And probably frustrating as a Para fan to be where's that been all year,
Yeah. Well, they had that. It was just that first 6 games.
Yeah.
That first 6 in a row losses or 5 in a row losses, sorry, all by 6 points or less, has ultimately similar, actually the same as the Cowboys. They had almost the exact same start of the year, just as kind of
costly.
And now they're in the exact same position to get in the finals.
Yeah.
So look, Para unlucky. They're probably not going to make it.
Your call came true. Para missing the 8. We should
say
do
that.
on one of the next 2 back page episodes. If we can get our intern to go back and look through our predictions,
A review.
a Barflies review.
Yeah. Look, I did say that because I just think losing Reid Marnie was so massive for them.
I agree.
And losing... Yeah. Anyway, next point. So you were talking about Brisbane before.
Yeah.
Brisbane possibly going to be minor premiers. They are in a bit of hot form right now. They've been playing well. They've obviously got an amazing forward pack, a young, fast back line with plenty of skill.
That Thursday night game.
They've got this Thursday against the Storm, which will be an epic. If the Storm win, I think they tie up 4th or 3rd place.
Yeah.
They definitely can't be caught. I think they can't be caught anyway. No, they already can't be caught. So
if the Storm win and the Warriors lose, they'll go to 3rd. So if the Storm win, they'll play Brisbane probably 2 weeks in a row.
Wow. And both times at Suncorp. Look, this will be an epic game. Brisbane have won, 7 games in a row or something like that? The
Yeah,
Storm
something
are on
like
like a
that.
4 or 5 game win
Yeah,
streak.
Brisbane won 7.
Sorry, 3-game win streak for the Storm. Look, I don't know who's going to win this. I think there will be a ton of tries, though. I reckon this game will be free flowing. I reckon this is going to be a high scoring Thursday night game. That's the kind of Thursday night footy I'm up for. Two great Thursday night
to say that.
back to back.
Yeah.
Thursday night. Obviously had the Battle of the West last week, and now this week Broncos Melbourne. Are you kidding?
Hard
It
to
doesn't
pick this
get
game.
any better.
Like how? Because it totally could be high scoring, but this is 2 of our premier teams in the competition. Like, do they both? What if they both just go out and defend really well?
And, like, if they-
24-10 finals game spec here.
And if they really wanted to, they could just rest players. There's no they're gonna probably.
I guess Brisbane have locked a home final. Melbourne probably need it to make the 8, make the 4. Do they?
No, they're already through.
Oh, Melbourne are good.
So I think I don't know.
I hope they don't rest.
I hope they don't. I feel like this is a big precursor game to the finals, an indicator of form. But who knows what they'll do?
And this is kind of Melbourne in prime Melbourne position. Like, cusp of the finals, big
Sniffing
game.
Pappy's back.
Paps is back. Tell you what, Munster anytime try scorer. You can lock that in.
Yep. Look, massive
Can't
game
wait.
ahead.
Can't wait.
Is Adam Reynolds back? Unsure.
I think he is.
Okay.
We'll see.
Why would you play him though? What's the point if he's got injury? Why not give him another
Just to
week?
get a rep just before the finals.
Yeah.
Cobwebs.
True. We'll see what happens.
He's had a rest. For
I'm
3
not.
weeks.
I actually can't say who'll win this game.
I'm going Melbourne.
I'm going to go Melbourne. Actually, I'll back Melbourne too. Not to just jump on the bandwagon, but I think they'll do it. Broncos due for a loss.
Broncos due for a loss. Newcastle. Mate, what is in the water up in the Hunter?
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving seeing the Knights play well. Cody, you always say, and I agree with, when the Knights play well, rugby league is good to watch. Yes, absolutely. And they have been fantastic, in scintillating form as of late. They have won 8 of their last 10. They're on an 8-game win streak. Massive.
That's
They've
insane.
stormed. They were like 14th at one point, and now they're 5th.
It has similar-ish energy to 2010, 2011 Tigers Parramatta.
Yep.
Remember when those 2 teams were making big late runs?
That was beast. That was awesome.
And like Newcastle, similar to probably Jared Hayne, led by
Ponga,
the best player in the competition, in my opinion, at the moment, Kalen Ponga.
who has suffered an AC joint injury. Couple of injuries at the wrong time for the Knights. Look, they've secured their spot in the final. So I feel like, would they give Hastings and Ponga another week's rest?
I reckon they'll play Hastings. I don't reckon Ponga will play.
I think Ponga will have a rest, and then Ponga will probably have 2 weeks to get that shoulder sweet or good enough to play. I don't think Ponga would not play on that shoulder, even if it was 50%.
He'll play.
I think he has to.
He'll play.
I think he's in that good a form.
He'll play.
And everyone, mate, the fans are big. The Newcastle games have been some of the best games to watch in the last couple of weeks.
They honestly
They're
might...
dangerous all over the park. They
Yeah.
score long range at the line, beating big teams, just cleaning up sides. I would hate, they win week 1 of the finals, I would hate to verse them and be the team that lost the week before.
Yeah.
You'd hate to verse them because they'd be so full of confidence.
And Kalen Ponga, like, in the form that he's in now, I don't know if you watched the game on Sunday, but just like safe as houses under the high ball, running onto everything. Like, he's literally everywhere the ball is, Kalen is. And it's just, it's good to watch. It's good to watch. He's my favourite player when he's in form.
Well, this is the player that we expect, that we've seen glimpses of in short patches, but we had never seen sustained run of form. And you can argue this has his effect is almost a similar effect to what a Tommy Turbo had on Manly.
Yeah.
Where the team, when he's playing well, is just next level.
Well, like, look how good, even Adam Clune just going in there and doing it. And we love Adam Clune on the Barflies podcast, but just someone like that just sliding into the 7 role so seamlessly. Like as if Hastings is like, wasn't even missed,
Yeah.
So, mate, good to see. Go the Knights. Probably going to be...
People's team. They're
People's
like
team.
a Canberra Raiders.
It's like, am I going for the Knights or the Warriors now? I don't know.
I don't know.
And Cronulla, no Nico. Not
No
much
Nico
to talk
this
about.
week. Look, Cronulla are safe. They're going to scrape into the 8. However, they've not done it convincingly in the last couple of weeks. Couple question marks. over them. Nathan Rolly Bates will be happy to see he's been proved right about them being flat track bullies.
Yep.
Then we've got the Raiders. I know we don't have them on our thing, but I'm just going to talk about them quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
They are versing the Sharks this week. If the Roosters win, if the Roosters win or if North Queensland win and the Raiders lose, they're out. They're gone. So look, not an ideal scenario. Yep. If Roosters and North Queensland win based off for and against, and if the Raiders lose, they'll be out, and South Sydney will be out.
Yeah.
Which will be
No, it just means because either the Roosters or Souths will win. So it's just if North Queensland win. If North Queensland win this week and the Raiders lose, they're out.
Yep. Actually, that is right. Sorry, my apologies.
And they've got the Panthers against who knows who's going to play. Who knows who's going to play for Penrith this week?
Yeah, they'll rest a couple people. Which, look...
What a round. What a round.
It's not looking good for Ricky's boys. I'm not going to lie. They've been a bit hot and cold.
Well, this is what I said like a month ago on the podcast.
But they are a team that can win a big game. They will beat... They can beat Penrith. They can beat... Sorry, Brisbane. They have beaten Brisbane. Couldn't they beat Penrith? At their best... Canberra's best, they'll compete. I don't think they'd win.
Do you think they beat the Sharks this week in Cronulla? With the Sharks playing for
a home final?
Yeah. I don't think they do. I don't think they can do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't see it. Nothing the Raiders have done this year.
I just think the Raiders
has impressed me. Granted, they've been dogging fights and they've been winning games. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced that they've got another gear to go to. I'm really not.
Canberra Cronulla has a bit of 30-20 all over it.
This has overs.
This has overs. This has wingers scoring.
Yeah.
Like any time, try scorers fest.
Yeah.
Not many conversions kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be an absolute shootout, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cronulla playing 2 finals games back to back. Oh, last week playing Newcastle, getting rolled. And then they've got another finals game against Canberra this week. So let's see how they go. But I reckon Cronulla get knocked out week 1, regardless of who they verse. And this leads us to the next point. Roosters Brabants. Cody?
Yeah, well, bid on this week.
Plenty on.
Each result is kind of affecting another result in this part of the competition. Like the Roosters and North Queensland sitting at 9 and 10, both vying for a final spot. North Queensland winning against Penrith, they go in. Roosters beat South, they go in.
This has not happened for a while.
So they're up at it is in their hands. Latrell suspended for his shot the other night.
Yep.
Did you see it?
Yep. Not great.
Not great. Suspension. I didn't see it.
Oh, it was. You can't do that.
What did he do? Was it the guy falling?
No. So Frizzell was already kind of on the ground, and then he came in and pretty much just dropped the elbow on the back of his head.
Yeah,
It was purposeful intent, high shot. It ticked the boxes for a suspension. Okay. I'd hate to say it because I do like Latrell, but it was a bit of a. I think even he would admit, yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
We could almost do a whole episode on South Sydney at the moment. We could almost do a whole episode on South Sydney.
Is a lot of it just rumour? Is a lot of it true? You just hear a lot of rubbish. You can't believe what you read on Facebook and stuff.
Or Sam Burgess walking out 2 weeks before the finals isn't
But
nothing.
He already signed a coach's deal next year in the Super League. I don't know if that's as...
You don't walk out 2 weeks before the finals, mate, if you're assistant coach. At that's his club. That is his, there's nothing Sam Burgess loves more than the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
Something's going on there with him and Dimitri, for sure.
Look,
for sure.
I don't know.
He's walked out. They're in disarray, mate. They're in disarray, and it's all coming out at the same time. They're not playing good footy. And again, it could just be the media blowing it up, but much like the Tigers, where there's smoke, there's fire. This stuff comes up for a reason. Sam Burgess hasn't walked out 2 weeks before the finals when they're not even confirmed because of nothing.
Yeah,
he hasn't walked out. He hasn't walked out to go and get a start on his new career overseas. No way.
Yes, okay, I do agree where there's smoke, there's fire, but I feel like it's going to get blown up a lot. I feel like this is a problem they can solve They had the bye last week. I feel like they've been sorting it out. I feel like this last week or so they would have been doing a bit of soul searching.
Well, winning games stops the chat. So if they win this week and they make the finals, then
it's the literal season on the line stuff for them. So look, this is the deciding this round can actually not get any better. For the fact that two teams inside the 8 could get knocked out and 2 teams outside could make it.
yeah,
This round is going to be simply electric.
yeah, and of course no Joey Manu for the Roosters.
Big out.
Sam Walker came back and had a pretty good game on the weekend.
Roosters been building nicely. They've won 4 games in a row. Just been flying under the radar. Just reaching somewhat the potential we thought they would reach this year. They should be in the 8, realistically.
Yeah.
They should be there. And North Queensland, look, they've won 7 of their last 10. Not bad.
Imagine if at the start of the season you saw 9 to 12 of North Queensland, Roosters, Parramatta, Manly, just those 4 in isolation. You'd be going, who the hell is in the top 8?
Yeah.
You'd literally be going, who's in there?
Yeah. I would
It's
be
insane.
shocked.
Joey Manu, hamstring injury on the weekend against the Tigers. I don't think he'll play. Hamstring injuries are no joke.
They're not easily recovered.
They're no joke. I don't
Especially when
think
you're
he'll
a
play.
power athlete like Joey Manu.
But I think Teddy is probably more important to that side than Joey. So I think they've got the side to do it. I'll be tipping South Sydney.
I think this is going to be a game where a player like Luke Keary or a player like Cody Walker kind of has to go.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm the battle of the Sixers. That's what I'm going to put this game down to. It's going to be all up to the Sixers, and I feel like Damien Cook and Brandon Smith will have a massive input on this game.
Yeah.
That would be my go. I feel like it's definitely going to be down to Keary and Walker who comes out on top. Whoever has the better game out of those two they're going to win.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see them without Latrell, It'll be interesting to see. Like, does put a little bit more pressure on Cody. It does put a little bit more pressure on Damien
they are
Cook,
used to not having Latrell.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not. Yeah,
it's a little bit more pressure. It might be.
I
good
feel
for
like
them.
I feel like having no Latrell suits South Sydney more than the Roosters not having Joey Manu or Tedesco.
Yeah, agreed.
Or especially Tedesco.
Blake Taft got him to the grand final a couple of years ago, didn't he? Just saying.
Yeah. Look. Anyway, we're intrigued. I hope the Cowboys make it. Well documented. They are my second favourite team, so I would love to be barracking for them. And if they get finals, Val Holmes will be playing, who is a freak. And I love Scotty Drink.
I think the Cows get in. I think they beat Penrith.
Mate, I love Scotty Drink. I've always liked him.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. When he played 6 a couple of years ago, remember I was saying to you, that kid Scotty Drinkwater, he's not bad.
Who was he playing for at the time? Cows.
When they had what was the guy's name? He went to the Knights and then he's in Super League now.
Clifford.
Clifford.
Yeah.
With Jake Clifford and Scotty Drink.
Yeah,
And they were
yeah.
a dynamic duo.
Well, Scotty Drink was at
Melbourne.
At Melbourne when Nico and Paps were there.
Yeah.
So at one stage it was Billy, Scotty Drink, Nico, Paps, all at the club at the same time. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Billy had just retired. But I remember
and those 3 vying for fullback.
I remember listening to a interview with Billy Slater at the time, and everyone was talking about Nico and everyone was talking about Paps, and Billy Slater was like, Drinkwater is the most legit.
I've rated him when he started playing 6 at the Queensland for the Cowboys. I was going, this guy, he's got talent. I think he's a good player. And now he's moved to fullback. And in a similar way to KP, he's got a very expansive game. Like he can,
He's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker. Like he can kick, and he can score. But his number one attribute is he can set up a serious amount of tries.
Yeah, he's got a seed on him.
He's when he attacks the line, throws the footy around. He's fucking good to watch.
But he's like, it's so interesting to watch Drink because he's not like as athletic as Kalen, but he's just slippery.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
they just can't
elusive.
tackle him.
He's
Yeah,
elusive. He's elusive, and he's fantastic to watch.
It's really good stuff.
if the Cowboys make it, I'll be stoked to be honest because I really enjoy them.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them. Yeah.
Yep, can't wait. What a round of NRL.
Should we do some Prem really quick?
Bit of Prem.
Quick Prem wrap, and then we'll be done. Okay, Man United. Actually, do you have the app? The Prem. Oh, EPL Live. Here we go. Okay. This app's been a little bit lacking on my device anyway. Yeah, it's stopped. It must be doing it on everyone's. Anyway, EPL Live. Sort your stuff out. Chelsea beating Luton 3-0. I don't think that's anything to brag about. So we'll gloss over that. Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou. He's come in. He beat United the other week. I was a bit annoyed, but I was also kind of happy. He's won 2 of their first 3 games. They drew 1 of them.
They're playing a really good brand of football, Tottenham.
Yeah, well, he's known for his attacking style. And look, it's good to see. It's good to see an Aussie doing well. And I'm liking that a lot of his media interviews have been going quite well on social media because he's just cracking jokes. Because he just knows he's really good at handling the media. He was good at doing it too when he was a Socceroos coach.
Yeah.
So look.
Good to see.
I'm happy that it's been a good period for Australian football with the Matildas, and now Ange is also playing well. So it's nice to see. Hopefully, a few more Aussie players can crack their way into the Premier League. United came back from 2-0. They were 2-0 down in the first 5 minutes, came back to win 3-2. You love to see it. I was watching this game. They scored a fucking cracking goal at one point off a set piece. I haven't watched the highlights from the Arsenal-Fulham game. 2-2, not great. Good for Fulham, bad for Arsenal. And did you watch any of these games, by the way?
No.
Haaland missed a pen.
2-1.
But 2-1. Doesn't matter, though. They win anyway.
Yeah. And Liverpool got up this
Liverpool
morning.
beat Newcastle.
Late Nunez goal, 93rd minute.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Van Dijk got a red in the 20th minute as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Epic. So, look, I mean, in the Prem, I feel like these first 10 rounds, they don't actually count that much.
No.
Well, they do in the grand scheme of things because you'll look back and go, what if we had won this game? What if we had lost this game?
Yeah.
But honestly, the ladder doesn't really take shape until after the first 10 rounds, I feel like. You don't get a clear... Because sometimes a team will lose the first 2 or 3 games, or they'll draw and lose, and then they'll win 6 or 7 in a row, and they'll be third. You know, how did you get there?
Yeah.
How did you get there? And so, look, eagerly awaiting to see what happens this season. Look, Luton, they're going straight down. I'd be shocked if Sheffield stay up. And are Bournemouth going to just snag their way back in to stay up? Or is Everton finally... Has the clock ticked for Everton?
Yeah, who
Because
knows?
God, they've been knocking on the door for relegation.
Who knows?
They've been begging for it.
Yeah.
But that's just the Prem wrapped. We have to wrap this. Cody has work.
They're working 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Mate, that's what we do, mate. We're for the people.
We're that good.
And so we don't work that hard, right?
Yeah. I'm Alexander.
Oh, that's it. We're just done?
We're done. Yeah.
Yeah, we're done?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. I'm Alexander.
My name's Cody.
And we'll see you later.
Okay, bye.